So nitrogen mustards, diethyl sulfate, dimethyl nitrosamine and other alkylating agents cause methylation and cause ethylation of the nitrogen bases. As nitrogen bases undergo methylation and ethylation, they fail to pair with their normal partners, and this will also prevent the separation of the two strands of DNA. So this brings error, that means mutations are caused. Another possibility is the base analogues. Analogues means something which can be replaced but a wrong thing. If you have remember 11th class, you have done about competitive inhibition. So the active site is there, and that site can be there is a competition between the substrate and the substrate analog. So something which can be fixed in the position of the substrate was called as substrate analog. In the same manner, there are some things which are base analogs. So what exactly they are? They resemble the normal bases of the DNA, therefore they are called as the base analog, and they can easily incorporate into the DNA in place of the real or actual nitrogen bases. The common mutagens of this type are 5-bromouracil, 5-bromouracil, and then 5-fluorouracil, and they substitute for thymine of DNA and pair with guanine. Thus AT is replaced with GBU, and in the same manner it will change into GFU. FU here stands for fluorouracil and BU stands for bromouracil. So AT is replaced by GU, or otherwise AT is replaced by GFU or GBU. Reason is but this has affinity for guanine and does not have affinity for this bond formation. The next possibility is acridine. Acridenes are the derivatives of heteroaromatic molecules, and examples are acriflavin, example is euflavin, the example given here is proflavin, and these molecules, these chemicals are able to cause deletion and insertion in the DNA. So what is deletion and insertion? On the next page you are going to understand. And when deletion and insertion occur, there will be a frame shift type of mutation, which is also called as Gibberish mutation. So now what are the biological factors or mutagens? So basically it is the virus, because when virus take over the genetic machinery of the host cell, it brings changes in the structure, it brings changes in the expression of the gene, and this results into mutation. Now the next main point you have to remember is what is muton. Remember, we'll be talking about replicon, cistron, many more words in the 6th chapter. But right now, because you're learning mutation, so there is a term which is called as muton. What is muton? The smallest segment of a gene which is able to undergo mutation is called as muton. And that means smallest segment is but a single nucleotide. So it is possible that a gene can have a big mutation or smallest mutation, and that smallest mutation can be just a single nitrogen base change, that is called as single nucleotide mutation. Such mutations are called as point mutations. So this term is mentioned in the NCERT 2-3 times. So you need to remember this definition, what is point mutation. And if there is more than one nucleotide change in the DNA, it would be called as the gross mutation. Now these mutations may happen because of copy error also. It means what is copying error? In 6th chapter you will learn about replication. In replication, copy error would be clear to you. Now how these mutations occur? So gene mutations occur because of inversion or because of substitution, 2 types of substitution, and frame shift mutation happen because of insertion as well as because of deletion. Now let's understand these examples, and I'll be keeping one page of NCERT open because these terms have to be made clear to you, because in 11th class you have done the list of amino acids. If you remember, that amino acid topic is going to come into your 12th class now. So on page number Because before I make that thing clear to you, you have to understand this concept properly. Otherwise, that whole exercise is going to be of no use. So on page number 112 of your NCERT book, these are codons. Now, what is codon? See, we have already learned. Let me give an example on the rough sheet itself. We have already learned one simple point, that bases that the nucleotides join to form the genetic material. If I say, just an example only, if I say A, T, G, C, A, T, G, this is the information of DNA. See, we don't write complete DNA. Reason is that nitrogen bases are the only variable part. Phosphate group will be same. In the same manner, ribose sugar or deoxyribose sugar is going to be same. So the only variable part is the nitrogen bases. So that's what we do. We only mention A, T, G, C and all. So the 5 prime, 3 prime, you already know DNA structure is there. So when DNA when DNA's information is changed into RNA, initially what exactly is the condition? We all know DNA is the anti-parallel arrangement, double helical model. In 11th class you have learned, and you will be learning in the 6th chapter once again. So remember, we had the base pairing topic. So G will always face C with triple hydrogen bond. T will face A with double hydrogen bond. I think you remember this, that A and G are purines, and C, T, you are not talking about U now because U would be in the RNA. RNA we are not learning right now. So C and T are present, are the pyrimidines, and the rule was every time there is a purine on one strand, there will be pyrimidine on the opposite or opposite of this, and A always faces T and G always faces C. So same I am doing here, double hydrogen bond, here triple hydrogen bond.